We're live.
Hi, and welcome to another exciting week in the pirate news. Sorry we missed you last week. We definitely had some technical difficulties, but we got a good one for you this week. And with us today is glorious captain and his second mate, or first mate, I apologize, Steve.
Good evening.
And of course, you got me, the quartermaster. Keeping things straight as best I can. So tonight, we were going to be discussing what is an important issue to you, important issue to me, digital rights management, otherwise known as DRM. Guys, what are your thoughts on DRM?
A DRM is a lock that neither the person who created the content nor the owner of the content actually owns.
I mean, so the DRM, the acronym itself, stands for Digital Rights Management. Although I do know a fair number of people who refer to it as Digital Restrictions Management, which I think is perhaps even a bit more accurate. So it's basically a way to restrict access to digital content. It's nothing new. It's been around. The idea has been around for years. There's a rather famous quote from a Disney executive who said that, well, if consumers even know that there's a DRM and what it is and how it works, then we've already failed. This is referring to Disney's desire to, basically control how their content was used and shared, but without people really understanding what that meant or how it worked. So one of the, DRM is it can manifest itself in, a number of different ways. Like, for example, I recently, my wife and I sat down to watch a movie via a streaming service. She had her laptop out. We were going to watch it on her laptop. I said, hey, well, let's plug it into the TV and, watch it on the TV across the room. It's got a bigger screen. The content was apparently protected in such a way that it would not play on the, on the TV set. So it's like, yeah, sorry, we can't show it here. And considering that this is a paid service, it would have been nice to, have watched it on the TV instead of, crowding around her laptop. But, DRM is essentially, it's restrictions on who is able to view content, even content that you've actually purchased. And part of the, one of the other concerning factors goes into how, this information is maintained, or, sort of out of band information that kind of goes along with it. So, for example, with ebooks that are covered under DRM, well, the licensing restrictions, they may be per person. They may apply to different countries differently in different countries. And one of, the popular e-reader manufacturers was just sending back a whole ton of information about what you were reading, when you were flipping pages, and so on, as you were, going through an ebook. And the idea was they basically took a look at every factor that could possibly fit into a DRM license, into like a book licensing scheme, and they were just collecting all of it, regardless of whether it was necessary or not. So,
Seems like a lot of breach of confidentiality, security, the whole nine.
Well, I'm sure it's something that, you clicked through and agreed to in order to use this stuff. But there's a good resource out there called defectivebydesign.org. This is a project of the Free Software Foundation, and it's a very good introduction to DRM and kind of the ways it can permeate your life.
Now, there are some softwares out there, like ways around it, or at least some sites that people can watch stuff without being inundated with DRM content. I believe we were discussing about it earlier. There was one in particular.
Yeah, I mean, at defectivebydesign.org, if you go to defectivebydesign.org/guide, /audio/video, there's a lot of resources that the Free Software Foundation has put together that you can go access and be able to find literature, video, audio software that is DRM free. The reason why we're bringing this up, of course, is that is that December 4th is the day against DRM, and we hate DRM, and so we want to bring everyone's attention to that by, instead of going to Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus or whatever and watching watching DRM enabled movies or other content, instead go and find other resources such as archive.org, which has a large number of, some movies, news, documentaries, music that is available for everyone to take and share and doesn't come encumbered by digital rights management.
And that being said, of course, there's always other ways, torrent, stuff like that, that one can access and get content that they're looking for.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. And that today, I was hoping to keep it a little briefer for us and our audiences, but definitely, if there's anything you can do, definitely make your voices heard, that local officials know that we really care about this issue and we really need to continue pushing forward to do what's right. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me this evening. Anything else you would like to add in particular?
We encourage folks to check us out at masspirates.org, like, subscribe, and click that bell.
Definitely. Always a thumbs up, always a share. It helps feed the algorithm, and that way we can continue to make our voices heard. Thank you so much, guys.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Thank you. All right, done.
That was one of the short